everyone, it's Tuesday night and that must obviously mean Football Manager, Hertha Berlin, Champions League glory, or close maybe, we'll see. We did have a good start to the season actually. We are top of the league after 3 matches and obviously we're going to win the league from here. Right, let's get into the stream, shall we? So we'll just catch up on where we were. As I said, first in the league and we are... Well, we've done alright so far. We did lose a Super Cup, but that's just a friendly. It doesn't really count. We won in the first round of the Cup, which you'd expect against Ingolstadt. And then 3 wins in a row. All games you'd expect us to win, but we're winning them convincingly. 2 5-1s and a 2-0. We're looking pretty good so far. Not obviously, the transfer window has now finished as well. We've not made huge changes to the squad. Lots of players going out on loan, and we've freed up a bit of money by selling on Ezra Van Den Ham, who was no more than a backup centre-back for us, but he brought in 30 million. Similarly, Jonas Hildebrand was a backup right-winger who was... I mean, he wanted to leave the second I walked through the door. He started out wanting to leave because another team was interested in him, wanted to go to a better club, and then it was just, I want a new challenge, when you realised he wasn't even first choice at this club. So freed up a bit of money from them to bring in Chrysostomu Adiemi on permanent deals. We brought in Jay Lethan from Burnley, João Neves for a snip £8 million, and then this young lad, Ruben Oliveira, on deadline day to just bolster up the back line. And similarly, Milos Kerkez on loan from Lyon, who is going to have a good shout at taking the left back spot for his own. If not, he's a decent backup. So I feel like the squad's in a good place, and the first few games have borne that out. Up tonight, we've got Schalke. We've got our first Champions League matches as Hertha manager, and we've got Gladbach, who finished in the top 4 last season, I believe. I think we'll find they are in the Champions League. Or Europa League, perhaps they dropped out then. But they should provide a good challenge for us. Then Eintracht Frankfurt, and a couple more Champions League games. So we'll see how we get on. I think you're right as well, actually. You know, Liverpool's probably got the waterways to support a decent crocodile population, so absolutely. And Adiemi heading the ball into the back of the net from the edge of the box. Classic. A good interception there from Cohane. I'll be nicer about him after that. And Burkholdt, Adiemi, what a combo again. His pace makes such a difference up front. What's the latest on that? Is there any movement on the sale of Man United? I've not seen anything, so I'm just assuming it's no further along than it was a week ago. Now, for a slow start, we're smashing them. The worst thing is, the longer this whole bidding war goes on, the more money that the Glazers are going to make out of it. And it kind of validates their strategy. So, when other, questionable, oh my God, Adam, speak. Questionably interested parties in buying a large football club start sniffing around, they'll look at the Glazers as a perfect example of how to make money. Soon to be overtaken by Gillingham, though, because we're absolutely fucking massive. Oh, and we are blowing this lead. 3 up to 3-2. This is not good. We're getting a big screen at Priestfield, which we've not had before. We're getting LED advertising boards. I mean, yeah, it's a great place, great club to be around at the moment. And Diamande. That man is a legend at this club. He's a legend of this save. And I saw something about the Bournemouth Twitter account just weeks ago saying, oh, you know, he should have been nominated for Manager of the Year or something, and then they go and sack him. Out, hopefully, we're about to get our first win in the Champions League. How's it going for you? How's your week going so far? We're looking for a new save, so I just finished my journeyman save. Taking it to the extreme, I've downloaded a level 13 database from the Steam Workshop, and we're going to create the team at the lowest level we possibly can. Not necessarily suggesting you do the same, but perhaps that's something to do. See if you can take a club from very humble roots and get them some glory. And they're going to give that as a penalty, aren't they? Back when England game was on last night, I was buzzing when Calvin scored. And I find it interesting that he seems to get more time for England than he does for Man City. I quite liked him at the was it the Euros he played well in? And when's that Declan Rice to Arsenal transfer going through? That seems to have been dragging on as well. Lethen! There we go. That's 2 goals from him now. Somehow I don't get with England during qualifiers and friendlies when they win 7 or 9-0 when it comes to Euros. World Cup, about one team, maybe qualify for knockout stages comfortably, but after all that we play poor. Well, I think sometimes perhaps it's just the change or the difference in quality of opponent. Speaking of Thomas was fuming during the World Cup qualifying versus France. Ref was an absolute joke, yeah. Oh yes, there seemed to be many things that possibly should have gone our way but didn't. But that's football. That's modern. Well, it's not just modern football. That's football. Full stop. It's always been the same. Someone who enjoys their football, who's willing to work hard, who's willing to try their best, but at the end of it all, still has a smile on their face because they're doing what they love. That's the sort of player who I think most teams are going to be attracted to because they know you will put in the hard yards. Just like Juventus, unfortunately, they exist. Let's get this ball away. Ah, no. We could have done without that. All right, we'll berate the team. Ronaldo is better than Messi. Oh, you're full of controversial opinions tonight, Scraps. I disagree ever so slightly on that one, but I also think it's daft to try and compare players and say one is better than the other at that level. You can say, for example, Virgil van Dijk is better than Maguire. That's because Maguire is rubbish at football and Virgil van Dijk isn't. Ronaldo and Messi, though, they both transcend. They're on another plane. They're on another level entirely. It's the Nunes is better than Haaland one, which I think I'm really struggling to get my head around. So far with Hertha, we have had one season. We managed to. Okay, right. Yeah, London's not white. I think that Spurs have had one season above Arsenal in however long. North London is red. Oh, we've got a penalty. Let's hope we take advantage of this. Yeah, no, I don't think anyone can argue that. Manchester's absolutely blue. I can't see how anyone knocks Man City off the top at the moment. No one's got the money. But like I say, you can't just say it. I mean, yeah. London is not white, never will be. Okay, I say it never will be. Very unlikely to be. Unfortunately, Spurs can't seem to organise themselves. Every time they look like they're going to achieve, they fail. They can't get out of their own way. Unfortunately, I think they take that philosophy a bit too far. That's not good. An own goal. Wow. Okay. I think so. I do think so. But again, Chelsea were kind of the original Man City, weren't they? Similar to how Man City have just bought their success of late. Chelsea did that in the early in 2000s, wasn't it? And that's another win. Chalk that one up. Steven Gerrard, one of the best English midfielders. Best full time? I don't know. I don't think I can agree on that one either. 1990. I can't say I've got memories of that. I was 6. Was I cocky about our chances of beating Genk? And they're playing at 4-4-2. Right, we're going to berate. No, we are going to demand more. And we can't go giving the ball away like that in the build-up. Door, Cho, 1. He's onside. Yep, excellent. Thanks for bringing back bad memories of not making World Cup, sorry. You brought up the Euro final. I think it was only fair. Watch United play 6 times. Were they all at Old Trafford, Aston, or have you been to some away games? I would imagine away tickets are like gold dust for Man United fans. Probably a few more years at least. I would love to go to Spurs ground. I hear it's very impressive. I think people call so they hold the Rugby League Challenge Cup final at Wembley most years, but last year it was held at Spurs Stadium, and so my friends went and they said it's a very impressive stadium. It's soulless, were their words, but it is an impressive stadium. Red Bull Leipzig, our biggest challenge so far of the season. At least in the league season, we're not counting, like I say, that friendly against Bayern Munich. So this is, there we go, scraps there with the rugby league knowledge for you. I noticed you didn't mention Castleford in there. St Helens, that's my team. Yeah, mine too. I mean, Mustang, I don't really support a rugby league team because there's not one local to me aside from the Broncos, and they're rubbish as well. So I've gone for St Helens. I'm going to be a glory hunter. In football, I support Gillingham. There's no glory there, but in rugby league, I might as well be a glory hunter. Has rugby lost its popularity in UK? I'm not sure it had that much popularity to begin with. There's still quite a gap, isn't there? Still quite a skill gap in rugby league. Well, we've absolutely dominated here, but we've not actually scored. That's a problem. I know it's only a league game, but it's one that we absolutely should be winning. 30 shots, 12 on target, XG of 2.8, and it's a 0-0 draw. Well, that's thoroughly disappointing. What they should have a crocodile smoking a cigar. That should be their logo. It's an angry rooster. Yeah, no, that's fair. To be expected, I think. Okay. It took PSG precisely 75 seconds to break us down there. That suggests maybe we're not quite ready to win the Champions League just yet. Another 6-sport, Gaelic football. I've only ever seen clips of it, but it's another one that looks interesting, isn't it? Aussie rules football's got some similarities, like in terms of the way that you score. Obviously, they use a different shaped ball for the two, but definitely a bit of crossover between them. Oh, and Adeyemi with a beautiful chip from the edge of the box. And we're beating PSG, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know where that's come from. Have a soft spot for another team. I don't know if truly you can be a fan of two, but I suppose when they're in different continents, different parts of the world, there's not much chance they'll play against each other. We've got a penalty here as well. Are we going to absolutely batter PSG here? Well, oh, come the water. Well, that's 3-1. Obviously, I knew we'd win this match. We are just better than PSG. But we've taken it back again. This is a long build-up. It feels like there's going to be a goal at the end of this highlight. The question is, which way is it going to go? It's offside there, surely. Football I support Leeds in LA. Ah, this is why you're a fan of MLS. Or you're a fan of LA, hence why you said MLS is underrated, I guess. Basically, he got caught cheating on his girlfriend behind the Greg's. He was busy behind Greg's, if you know. Oh, no, I know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean, Scraps. Wow. His wife, oh, that's even worse. And behind a Greg's, of all things. Person recording made it so funny because he shouted, "Can I have a go?" Oh, dear Lord. I don't really support two clubs, but you have a club that you like. I cannot believe what we're witnessing here. We've conceded 2 goals to PSG, and yet we still have a 3-goal lead. Well, forget what I said earlier about making the quarter-finals. I think we're going to win the whole bloody thing. If we can demolish PSG in this way, well, we should have a chance of going on to win it, shouldn't we? We're clearly the greatest football team in the world. I'll send you a chant about Joe Westerman based it on the vid. Let's berate the team. It's not good enough. Although, berated them just as a highlight started. If we score now, then I'm going to look like an absolute arse, aren't I? Yep, look. Although Lethem might have been offside. Oh yeah, I will. I'll get this on stream. Yeah, disallowed. Okay, disallowed. That's fine. Adeyemi picks that one up nicely. Come on. Let's show some quality. Mains look more than happy to sit back, but that's good through for Cho. And that... Oh, that's got to be allowed. That was onside, surely. Surely. Yes, there we go. I was a bit worried that we were going to it felt like we were starting to start a bit of a streak of drawing games that we should be winning. Should have been 2-0. That was a gimme. But it does put us 4 points clear at the top of the Bundesliga. to Cho. Yeah, go on, boys, get through there. Easy first. It took a while, but we got there. Oh, dear me. What an own goal that is. I think the ball was kicked at his head. Not one you can... you can't blame him for that one, really, can you? Oh, I love it. There we go, praising us for not underperforming XG, and I think we've massively underperformed in this one. Oh, and a penalty, and Solanke's given it away. Thank you very much, Dominic. It's the best thing you've ever done for our club. But Colt calmly puts it away in the bottom corner. Well, we did okay. We should have scored more goals. Only complaint from that one. What we should do is have a look at a rugby union game in comparison. While it's the same sport played by different rules, they are incredibly different games. Blast. It's poor defending in the end. So we're the ones making lots of mistakes. People are thinking French Fields, Mankinson, Tompkins, Hurrell. I don't know if I've spelt Hurrell right. I'm not entirely sure either. Tompkins I recognise. There's about 3 of them, I think. They're all brothers. Goal. Oh, perhaps we're going to score one straight after kick-off. Another finger in another ear. And that's clearly a goal as well. Excellent stuff. But then, I've never earned that amount of money and I never will, so I'm not exactly speaking from a position of understanding. Money really, but I would have him at Barca. I mean, when Ruben Neves burst onto the scene a few years ago with that amazing volley that he hit, I'd seen a bit of him at that point. I genuinely thought he was going to be a superstar. And that feels like a perfect place to end it. So, well, what have we learned tonight? Well, we've learned that we're actually quite a good football team. We are unbeaten for now 31 games in the Bundesliga. We are miles better than PSG, smashing them 5-2 tonight. And well, we're probably going to win the whole bloody lot this season. So it's been an absolute pleasure once again. And we'll be back on Thursday night, so hopefully you can come and join me again. Look forward to our next stream and continuing the good form. We are going to start off, though, away to Man United and Bayern Munich. I mean, that's going to be a hell of a stream. So to get there early on Thursday, we'll kick off at 8 o'clock as usual. And I look forward to seeing you all there. Take care and see you soon.